Welcome back to Wonder Podcast.
This is a family podcast where we discuss everyday family issues. If you're new to the podcast, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell.
Okay, today we're gonna discuss about respect, boys, women, how can we teach our boys to respect women?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, the attitude or character you exhibit in front of your boys as a parent will have a big impact on the way they respect other people, especially women. The behavior of the male in your children's lives will have a big impact in your son's future behaviors. When the man behaves in a questionable behavior, in a questionable manner, when he thinks that it's okay to whistle at women, it's okay to call women names, it's okay to abuse women, it's okay to hit women, it's okay to degrade women. I'm sorry for your boy's future because odds are against them.
Yeah, what women don't really understand is that the male in their life is very, very important. The attitude, the character the person exhibits, the way they behave in front of their children. You understand? It's something that they're supposed to be mindful of. It's something that they're supposed to be watching all the time. Understand? You said already that the male, the exhibition, the attitude they behave in front of those children, the children are watching them, right? Every time, the attitude. So if they have a very, very bad attitude, you call them out already. They're aggressive. They whistle. Most times when they see men, they're driving in the car, they see girls out there, they whistle at them. They whistle in front of their kids. The way they talk to women is degrading. They don't have any respect. They don't have any value for any individual around them, let alone women. Understand? The odds, like you said, it's against the children because they might grow up and think it is normal behavior to behave out there. Which is really bad.
What we have to understand is, as children, whenever you say something to them, they will always listen and will stick to them. When you call girls names, when you whistle in front of your kids, as you said before, when you abuse women, your boys could end up carrying this sort of behavior with them when they're older.
Well, parents' attitude, there are some things parents do. They don't know that it's an influence to their children, right? Especially boys. You know, so parents that a woman, sometimes I'm just sorry, but I have to refer to women this time. A woman, when the male in a woman's life is abusive, call the woman names, sometimes they hit the woman. Do you understand? They have no value. They don't have no respect in front of the children. They're watching them. And the woman cannot call that person out or talk to the person that you shouldn't do that anymore. And they accept it in front of those children. They are watching them. They will still believe. You know, they will think it's something that's happening in my house. It's okay. You see them when they're out there, they beat. You see the boy. It's easy for him to start beating a girl because in their house it's normal. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a bad example to those children. And some parents accepting that, you know, if they're accepting it, that means they're showing a bad example to those children unknowingly. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. So there are ways parents shows bad example, which they don't really know that they're showing a bad example.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are ways parents can set a bad examples to their kids. For example, you have to monitor what they may watch. Let's say your son is watching a very violent movie, that movie consists of a man beating a woman, and which will in turn give your child the mindset to think that they are more superior than any other girl or woman. It's not just movies. Violent video games as well are included. So, such as Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty. There are many swear words that are aimed at women, and as I said before, since they may play the game a lot, they may think of it as something that's normal.
It's not only video games, like you said about video games. You mentioned about movies as well. There are some movies, for example, serial killer movies. There's some of them. If you watch those kind of movies, you realize that most of their targets are women. They portray women as a weaker entity. So they always go for women, right? In those serial movies. And what do? In most of the movies, you find out that sometimes they rape the women. After raping the women and all that, they still went on to kill them. They make it look as if maybe it's something to be proud of. Do you understand? While in the society, it's not acceptable. And most of those kids, they're watching those movies. And if there's no parent around telling them that, listen, these movies is a script. It's not accepted in the society. They might fantasize into doing that. They might think it's a normal thing and it's in their head. Like he said, he's going to stick in there. Do you understand? In future, when the person is exhibiting those kind of attitude or exhibiting those kind of things, do you understand? It started from home. Nobody stopped them. Nobody told them that it's a bad thing to do. Mm-hmm. So, movies that kids watch, you're supposed to watch and know what they're watching as well.
Yeah. And another thing could be, when you see your son disrespecting a girl his age, you should talk about it. For example, when you're picking up your child and see them making fun of a girl in their class, you should ask your son, you should ask your son, how do they think it makes the girl feel to be making fun of them? And it will give them a whole new perspective to it and make them more aware of what they're doing and what they're saying.
Yeah, there are some words you can hear parents like, they say, yeah, boys can be boys, they're always boys, innit? You understand? When a boy, it doesn't matter even if you're a son or whoever it is, understand, if you're watching the boy talking bad to the kid or trying to intimidate or trying to bully a girl, and stop it. I have to talk to them, let them know that it's not acceptable, it's not right. You understand? Because you said as a parent, you're watching your son, maybe he come down, talk to you and tell you, yeah, I did the girl in my class, I did this to her today and she was crying or whatever. You understand? You just said that, yes, but ask the boy, how did the girl feel? Now he's going to see in that perspective how the girl felt. You can as well implement and say to you, okay, what about the girl? What if that girl now is your sister? Will you accept will you like someone doing that to your sister?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? You find out that he's going to like look at it, no. I will not accept that. So why are you doing it? If you will not allow someone else to do that to your sister, so why are you doing it to someone else?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not acceptable. We should accept it. We shouldn't even condone it at all.
Yeah, you're talking about like if you would think about with your sister. Yeah, this is kind of similar to it as well. Being bigger or stronger than women does not give you consent to make them obey you. Let's say that you have both a son and daughter and they are twins. Your son then says to your daughter that, since I'm stronger than you, I should tell you what to do and you should listen to me. Or they say that they are their servant. what you can say to them in that situation is that even though you are stronger than them, that doesn't mean that you own her. You are both equal, and you have to understand that.
Yeah, but most times, for example, it happens mostly where few times it happens with the twins, a boy and a girl. You can see the boy, though both of them are twins. The difference might be hours or minutes when they come out, but both of them are the same age. And the boy will be feeling that he's more superior to the girl, and he's been exhibiting the same character from home, and the parents will be watching it. You understand? And instead of them to call the ball out and put him in order, I said to him, no, both of you are equal. Do you understand? Instead, you see some parents they take ways, innit? They start siding to the boy, letting the boy knows that he's more superior, and the boy might grow and think that that's the way society is. That men are more superior to women. It happens as well in Africa, where I came from. Some families, they don't value women. They don't value girls. You see some parents, they have 2 girls in the house. They say no. They still want a boy. Do you understand? They are not complete. They believe that they're not complete without the boy in the house. Do you get me? Right? And some of them will go to the extent of saying that women are meant for the kitchen. That's where they're supposed to be. And some of them parents, you see that even for them to send their daughters to school, they will not do that. Instead, they will send only the boys to school. They assume that the girls will grow and go to someone else's house or get married out. There is no value to them. So because of that, they don't send them to school. So all these things is something that is happening. Are you getting me? So the girls and the men, they will grow up and believe and that they're more superior to women. Do you understand? So that's part of it. It's not supposed to be like that.
Another example could be, you have to teach your son to speak kindly to everybody often. This is very similar to the example I said before. So you see your son telling one of the girls in your area or neighborhood to shut up. What you could tell your son in this situation is that words are very powerful, and that if they keep saying that, they will make the girl feel like really sad. So what you can teach them is that they can compliment the girl instead.
Everything children, they watch, everything they listen to, you find out that most times they try to emulate those kind of things. You understand? So if you're complimentary to them as well at home, if you encourage them, if you use kind words to your daughters, if you use kind words to the women in your life, if you use kind words to people around you, understand? They're watching you, they're looking as well. You see that they'll start exhibiting those kind of characters as well. Do you understand? So there is peer pressure as well. Sometimes it's going to be teenagers are going to be with their friends, right? Sometimes the friends might influence them a little bit. Exhibiting some characters as well, which they might bring home. And once they're home, they try to do that. If you don't stop them immediately as they start in, right? They will grow with it. Do you understand what I mean? So those are the things. It's a hard job, to be a parent. It's a hard job. But that shouldn't be an example. It shouldn't be an excuse or something. We're supposed to be looking out. Protect their women, protect our girls. Because the way things are going, the way the society going, women, they are crying out, they're calling for equal opportunities,
rights.
all right, and all those kind of things.
And yeah, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but when all of those little things, like before they allowed women to start working, I don't think it really makes a difference, because you see loads of like protests about equal pay, like women are working hard. Some women are working harder than the men in some companies, and they're still not even getting promoted. They're promoting the man that doesn't even do that much work. So yeah, sometimes you have to understand that even if they're crying out, people don't listen.
That's what I'm saying, because men already believe that they're equal, they're superior to the women. That's what the society, the way it was started from home. Like all the things we just pointed out now. Do you understand? So when at home, when you make the men or make the boys already believe that they are better, they're superior, mentally they're already taking it that way. They'll grow with it. That's the reason why, women, they should just like choose or know the kind of men they are in their life. They shouldn't stand or accept anything. They shouldn't stand and accept, mediocre. You understand? You need to stand off and look around and know the kind of men that is in your life, because the children, they are watching. Your kids are watching, especially the boys. Do you understand? So when a woman is stand like accepting an abusive man that talk to them anyhow, abusive man that beat them up every day, the man will just go out and drink and come back home and use the woman as a punching bag, and the kids are watching. Do you understand? All those kind of things has a psychological effect in the children. Some of them, they believe that it's normal. Do you understand what I mean? So all those kind of things is something like should be called out. So in the world where men already believe that they're more superior to women, in the world where women are constantly being kidnapped, abused, raped, beat up, at the end of the day, they get killed. In the world where women are calling for equal opportunity, and nobody's listening to them, right? In the world where some men saying that it's not every man, but at the end of the day, the same people that are doing those things to women are what? Are men. Do you understand? We're supposed to look out, we're supposed to care for, we're supposed to protect our women. The same way some sections of the society, the minorities, are still calling out for. Do you understand? We're supposed to hear their cry and protect them. As a parent, we just remember that whatever we do in front of our children, they're watching. Whatever we say, they're listening. We always talk about being a role model. Role models are something that children should emulate. Parents are supposed to be their role model. Women in the house is not supposed to accept anything mediocre. Do you understand? They're supposed to call it out from the day one. Abusive men, they shouldn't accept it. They shouldn't just stay in there. Seek help. Call it out. Talk to your boys. Watch the movies they watch. Watch what they're doing. so that they will grow up in future, become the men that we all want and the men that we all expecting them to be. Do you understand? That's all we're going to say about it.
Yeah. Please, if you're new to the podcast, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell and like this podcast.
And don't forget, the family is everything.